Okay, so we're on season 13 of 600 Pound Life, and by now there's been a long list of notoriously horrible patients that have been on the show. If you're a fan of this show, then you already know that every season there's a couple people that makes you want to reach into the TV screen, grab them, and then slap them back and forth until they wake up from Delulu land. No? Just me and my impulsive thoughts? Okay, well, the newest season, season 13, is no exception because in episode 3, there is a woman that made me so angry that I damn near broke out in hives watching this woman. I was screaming at my TV screen, like I was completely crashing the hell out, y'all.
When I first tried to go out, it was overwhelming and I couldn't do it. There's a light up here. I'm supposed to turn and go on the highway, but I can't do it, Amber. I'm not gonna be able to do this, Amber. I'm just gonna go back home.
So what happened?
I don't know, I just couldn't do it. And I think I lost somewhere close to 200 pounds. And so I think I'm gonna be in the 400s today. Okay, 583. Are you sure? Is that scale working properly?
Her name is Karen, ironically, and I will now tell you about her. You will now share the burden. Prepare yourselves and strap the hell in. But right before we get into it, please make sure that you subscribe and you like up the video, because if not, my cat Nova is going to be very upset with you, and trust me, you would not like that cat when she's upset. I have a goal to hit 2,000 subscribers, and if I don't hit it within the next couple of uploads, Nova will come for us all. Also, I have a sticker shop, so if you like supporting small businesses and you like cute stickers and accessories, please go check that out. The link will be in the description below, and you can use code YouTube to get an extra 20% off your order. Let's actually get into this video. So meet Karen. She's 42 years old, and the weight is unknown at the start of the video, okay? She gets out of bed, she washes up, she mentions that she has asthma and sleep apnea. She also mentions she sleeps poorly because she stays up thinking about what if scenarios.
It's very hard to sleep when I have the different thoughts racing through my head. I worry about the what if scenarios I've created in my head that hasn't even happened, never have happened.
And that's kind of her first clue to what kind of mental issues Karen is dealing with. And this is where I'm going to make a very important disclaimer. So this woman suffers from extreme anxiety, panic attacks, and agoraphobia. I hope I'm saying that right. And in this video, I will be criticizing her a lot. Now, before you think I'm speaking from ignorance, I myself have several mental health issues, with the major ones being anxiety and depression. I have had panic attacks before. I've been hospitalized before. I'm currently on meds, been to therapy, the whole damn shebang. When it comes to mental health, honey, I've been through it all. I would win a goddamn mental illness bingo. Okay? So before you think I'm being ableist, trust me, I completely understand what kind of mental illnesses this woman is dealing with and what anxiety can do to a person. However, I'm also a strong believer in accountability and being responsible for managing your mental illness and those symptoms, especially when you're a parent or some situation where innocent people are being affected by it. This is the viewpoint I'm going to use to criticize this woman, okay? Trust me, once I explain everything, you're going to understand exactly where I'm coming from. So Karen has 2 twin kids, a girl named Amber and a boy named Ryan. They are both 17 and about to graduate school. Amber is the main one who takes care of her mom, Karen, but you can tell right away that both of these kids are very attached and protective over their mother. Amber mentions it doesn't even bother her to take care of her mother.
She apologizes, but I don't really mind because I'd rather her ask than do things on her own and get herself hurt.
This is when Karen first mentions her crippling anxiety and agoraphobia. Again, hope I'm saying that right. Could be saying it wrong. Don't roast me in the comments.
I'm supposed to take medicine for anxiety, but I haven't been to an appointment in a while, so no medications right now. As of now, I am housebound and cut off from the world.
The important thing she said here is she is supposed to be on medication, but since she can't leave the house to go see the doctor, she's not on it. Key piece of info. Now, do they not have virtual telehealth appointments? You can also get your meds shipped to you. She can also have one of her kids pick up her meds, I think. I'm not sure if you have to be 18, but she can probably get someone else to pick up her meds. Like, there is other ways that she could get access to her medication. Because I know at the very least that she can make a telehealth appointment and get a prescription refill. So she admits that she is completely housebound and shut off from the world due to her anxiety. She calls Amber and tells her to go ahead and start on breakfast. So Amber starts on breakfast and Karen waddles her big ass up in there and she's like, how much eggs are you cooking? And Amber's like 6 and Karen's like, fuck it, go ahead and throw in the whole dozen. Go ahead and do 12 because why the hell not?
How many eggs are you making? 6? Make 12. Go ahead and do 12. My meals contain mostly really high calorie, high fat things. Go ahead and take those over to the table for me. And
so Karen goes to the table with a full plate of all the main breakfast items. This girl had eggs, bacon, cheese, sausage. Y'all remember that from back in the day, back in Vine, when Vine was popular? Plus she had 3 cinnamon rolls and toast. Now who the hell needs cinnamon rolls and toast? She didn't need 3 cinnamon rolls already. As they are making breakfast, we hear from both Amber and Karen about the food addiction. Amber explains that she thinks her mom is just a stress eater, but just like the caretaking, it's never bothered her. And she goes on to say, who doesn't want their favorite snack when they're stressed out?
My mother, she is a stress eater. It's just never occurred to me to have a problem with it because when we're anxious, of course you want your favorite snack, you know?
It's obvious that Karen has put her unhealthy eating habits and transferred them over to Amber, who is overweight. And these kids just don't know any better. They don't understand the full implications of their mother's situation or their situation. And we'll talk about that later on in a minute. So then Karen goes into explaining her past, okay? She said she had a traumatic experience when she was young where she was unfairly punished for not understanding an assignment or something like that.
I was given an assignment. I didn't understand it. They beat me like really bad. Actually, I was only in kindergarten when that happened, but it was pretty bad.
She was bullied a lot throughout high school and started seeking validation from boys, you know, just letting them do whatever they wanted to her, okay? She was one of those. She started getting panic attacks and developing anxiety in middle school. That's also when she started binging and developing an ED. During high school is when she got admitted to a mental hospital for a while during an anxiety or depression episode. And then when she get out of the mental hospital, she became a fucking counselor.
Just before I turned 18, they put me in a mental hospital for about 7 months. So I went through the steps to pursue being a certified counselor. I knew that I could do it and I would be good at doing it.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Now, I'm not saying you need to have perfect mental health in order to help other people. Actually, many therapists need therapy themselves. But how in the hell are you going to get a career helping people when your mental health is not even stable enough to leave the damn house? And even if she's successfully helping people, why is she not applying that to her own mental health issues? Because Karen knows a lot about anxiety, and I know she knows about coping mechanisms because it's her job. So why is she letting her own mental health ruin her life? Make it make sense. To further prove my point, Karen goes on to explain, while she was at work one day as a counselor, because that was her job, she suffered a major panic attack. And then she knew then that the best thing for her was to work from home after that.
And then during one of our staff meetings, I had a panic attack. It was a really big one. After that happened, I just knew it had come to the point where I needed to work from home. So I did work from home, and being at home was less stressful.
So you, as a certified counselor, thought that it was best to go ahead and shut yourself inside to where you're constantly in a safety zone, in your comfort zone, to manage your anxiety? Are you serious? You should have known better. She explains how she met some old ass white man online who was much older than her. There was like a 20-something year age gap. And honey, they showed the picture of her with this old ass man, and this man was grabbing her titty, y'all.
And my counselor thought it would be good for me to use social media to meet new people. And one of the first people that I met was this man who was much older than me. He was 27 years older than me.
His face is blurred out, but I can still tell that he was just a 30-ass old man who liked big women. And I'm just like, where was all this social anxiety when you were running around with all these strange ass men? She got pregnant by this old ass man, right? And then he dipped when he figured out that she was having twins. He dipped when she was 7 months pregnant, and that's how she got Ryan and Amber, okay? After learning the basics and this woman's backstory, my frustration was already like a good 3 out of 10 before we even got into the whole weight loss journey, y'all, okay? So while she's explaining this, she asked her son Ryan to take her to the store to go grocery shopping. Karen drives, but she won't get out of the car, so Ryan has to actually do the grocery shopping. She FaceTimes him while he's in the store picking out whatever the hell she wants. And this boy is basically sitting there and getting a bunch of junk that is helping his mother.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Try to find where there you have the snacks, like potato chips and stuff, or snack cakes. Ooh, ice cream. It's my favorite aisle.
We get to hear a bit from Ryan and a little bit more from Amber, okay? Apparently Ryan thinks that he just has the best mom ever. Like she's fucking super mom to him and everything. Like he just has the best mom in the world because she's nice and she was all he had growing up.
I have nothing but good to say about my mama, man. Growing up with her, she like really all I had. She's the most kindest person I've ever met.
He also doesn't think that his mom's mental health affects him. It just makes him worry. And then Amber, the girl, is like, she doesn't even think that her mom has a food addiction. She just eats more than normal.
I don't think my mom has a food addiction. She just eats more than average, but I never saw a problem with her weight.
Her mental health doesn't really directly affect me, but it's like sometimes I do worry about her.
At this point, my frustration is like a good 4.5 out of 10, right? I don't know if it's the education system that has failed these kids or it's just the mother. Because why are these kids so clueless and naive? And I just feel sad because it's obvious that both of these kids feel obligated to protect and defend their trifling ass mama to the point of being completely just brainwashed by her. Meanwhile, Karen has 2 plates of KFC stacked on top of one another because she can't dare to put one down in case it gets up and runs away. She also mentions that her kids are graduating in a year and promised them that she was going to be at their graduation and that she's doing all of this entire weight loss journey for her kids.
I promised them that I wanted to be there for their graduation, so I'm definitely getting healthy for them. I want to make the changes that I need to make.
Vote now in the comments if you think Karen is going to make it to their graduation by the end of the year. Make your predictions now. So now it's finally time to get into her weight loss journey, which always starts with an initial appointment with Dr. Now. But do we see Karen packing up her shit to move to Houston? No, she's setting up a laptop instead to do a video call. See, she had an initial appointment set with Dr. Now in Houston, but she couldn't make it due to her agoraphobia. All right, so they set up a video call instead.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Dr. Now.
It's good to meet you. So you were supposed to come down and see us. So what happened?
I don't even know what it is. I just know like I couldn't do it.
Dr. Now tells her that she's going to get to a point where she's bedbound and then she's going to die. He also warns her that if she wants to get surgery, it's going to be a lot of hard work, not just with the weight loss, but with her mental illnesses and with her agoraphobia. It's something that she's going to have to work through in order to move to Houston and get surgery at a public hospital. Dr. Now sets her up with therapy, the diet plan, and a weigh-in at a local clinic to try and get her weight since she's not ready to drive to Texas.
So do you think you're going to be willing to work with a therapist and see what issues are driving you to become a recluse?
Yes.
We can set up a clinic at your neighborhood to go to and check your weight. So you think you can do that?
Yes, I know I can.
In my opinion, Dr. Now set her up the best he could. The best he could for this woman's success, okay? The next day, we see Karen making herself some peanut butter toast and a banana for breakfast. Now, she's not supposed to be eating bread at all, but god damn it, it's a lot better than what the hell she was eating with the 3 cinnamon rolls and the toast and the full goddamn breakfast platter. Now, her daughter comes in, sees the peanut butter toast and banana, and reacts like it's disgusting pig slop. She's like, ew, how can you eat that? I don't see how you do it. It's so dry.
Good morning. Good morning. You want some peanut butter toast? No. That's a distance. Drink water. How are you doing that? I don't know how you do it.
What the hell, y'all? I love peanut butter toast. Like, I was offended. Like, are you serious? This is a normal everyday breakfast that normal everyday people eat. And I'm just like, this girl doesn't even recognize a normal everyday balanced breakfast. That is how this woman has raised these kids. And the boy eats unhealthy as hell too. He's just, naturally thin and probably more active and shit, all right? But both of these kids have been failed when it comes to healthy eating and healthy lifestyle habits. So the next day, Karen has a meeting with Dr. Paradise, the therapist. She goes over her past, and she also talks about her career in social work. Apparently, she's also in school getting her bachelor's for this, okay? She explains more about her anxiety and her agoraphobia, and she mentions that she has the blackout curtains just up all the time, but then sleeps with the light on 24/7. Make it make sense, y'all.
So in my house, for instance, I have blackout curtains. So it's like constantly this dark. Well, I also have a light, like I don't sleep in the dark. So I sleep with my light on. My light stays on like 24/7.
So Dr. Paradise confirms my suspicions by saying she is doing the exact opposite of what she needs to do to manage her symptoms, to manage her anxiety.
Karen, that's one of the worst things you can do for your mental health.
And she should know this because she's a counselor in school for social work. So Dr. Paradise gives her 2 goals, gives her 2 little homework assignments. One is to open the curtains and take her little dog out for a walk. She reacts like Dr. Paradise just told her to go to the mall in the middle of the food court and put on a damn performance.
I need you to open the curtains.
Oh, I was afraid you were gonna say that.
Take that dog for a walk.
Oh God, okay.
She was warned that this was going to be a lot of hard work, and she has stated several times herself that she knows she has to work on her anxiety and her agoraphobia. So why is her attitude towards these 2 little goals so incredibly negative? From the start, from the rip. We do see her opening up the curtains a little bit. She says the issue is she don't like the exposure. I want to remind you that this is a woman that drove to the store, sat in a public parking lot with a huge camera crew, but she doesn't like exposure. But then when it's time to take the dog for a walk, that's when the real problem comes in. So while she's getting ready to go on this little dog walk, the daughter comes in and asks if she wanted her to go with her, but she declines. You know why? Because Karen had absolutely no intention of actually doing the damn walk. She knew that she was gonna fake it from the get-go. This woman calls the dog, steps out onto her driveway, and the dog barely has time to sniff a fucking flower before she's like, I can't do this. Never mind. Come on, Cujo. Come on back in, Cujo. I can't do this. Never mind.
I'm sorry, Bismo, I can't. Bismo, come on, honey. Come on, baby. I'm so sorry. I can't do this. Come on. When I first tried to go out, it was overwhelming and I couldn't do it. That was terrible.
She didn't even try, y'all. She was out there for maybe 30 seconds, tops. She calls back in the dog looking around confused like, what you mean? We just got out here. I didn't get a chance to pee or nothing. She goes back inside and the first thing she says was, that was terrible. What do you mean that was terrible? What was that? You didn't even actually attempt to do the walk. The daughter comes back out like, that was quick. And she's like, yeah, I just couldn't do it. She had no intention of actually trying to do the damn dog walk, y'all. I was flabbergasted. There was no one around. She lives in a rural area. Okay? No one was around to look at her. And she didn't even try. My frustration and anger, let's check it, was about at a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10 at this point. But little did I know the tomfoolery was just getting started. So then they start talking about this weigh-in that Dr. Now scheduled for her at the local clinic. And she says that she doesn't know how she's going to do it. And the daughter, as much as I have been kind of roasting her, came out with a pretty good idea. She put her 2 brain cells together and she said, you know what, Ma? Why don't we do a test drive first? Why don't we test it out and go to the clinic early to do the route to give you a little bit of practice? And I thought that was a great idea. Karen agrees.
I have an appointment in a few days to go to the clinic for a weight check-in. I don't know how I'm gonna do that and make that drive when I couldn't even really go around the block.
You want to go through it?
So you mean like a dry run?
Yeah, like, you know how practicing for like an interview? Pretty much the same thing.
They go to do the test drive, and before they are even in the car, Karen is complaining about how she feels nauseous and her symptoms are already acting up and she doesn't know if she can do this. Reminder, I want to remind you again, this is the same woman who went to a grocery store and sat in a public parking lot with a camera crew.
Oh boy. Okay, Jesus. All right, you ready? Oh God. Okay, here we go. I'm feeling nauseous.
Oh Lord.
Because this is already nerve-wracking as it is, so.
You're doing fine.
It's just.
Ain't that the truth?
We're coming up on a highway soon and I'm getting more and more nervous. I don't know if I can do it.
At some point, she just declares that she can't do it, that she can't make the test run, and she turns around and takes her ass back home.
There's a light up here. I'm supposed to turn and go on a highway, but I can't do it, Amber. Like, I really feel like I'm gonna be sick.
And then she's gonna wiggle her fingers in front of the camera like, look how shaky I am. Look how bad off I am. I can't do it, guys.
Look at my hand, Amber. It's like literally shaking.
You fake ass heifer. You fake ass heifer. Just like the dog walk, she had no intention of actually doing this. This was all just for show, so she can victimize herself, so she can reinforce her destructive ass habits. She does mention something really important here. Again, she says she knows that her anxiety is illogical, but there's nothing logical about anxiety.
Logically, I know that probably nobody is thinking about me or even paying attention to the fact that I'm there, but there's nothing logical about anxiety, so.
Which is very, very true, right? Very true. But Karen uses her understanding of anxiety, her knowledge, her education in it to make it an even stronger excuse, because she can't be held accountable for any illogical decisions because it's her mental illness. She can't help it. But for me, her understanding of the anxiety makes me even more critical of her because, again, she should know better. Madness is a 7 out of 10, y'all. 7 out of 10. So the next update we get, Karen says she ended up missing her appointment because she just couldn't do it. She couldn't do the local weigh-in appointment. And she has been avoiding Dr. Now for the past few weeks, but she decides it's finally time to go ahead and video call him, right? So while she's setting up for the video call, the doorbell rings. Ding dong. Okay. She goes and answers it. And it's the DoorDash man with a bag of Chick-fil-fucking-lay.
Hi. Thank you. Have a good one.
She takes the food and sets it by the laptop right outside of the camera view so Dr. Now can't see it. Y'all, I cannot make this shit up. I can't make this up. I couldn't believe my eyeballs. I had to take off my glasses and clean them because I couldn't believe that she was pulling this shit. She gets on the call with Dr. Now, who immediately wants to know why he hasn't heard from her. She immediately starts stuttering because she's a goddamn liar. Well, you know, I'm in 100% committed to the diet, and I just wasn't ready to go out in public yet, but I'm doing the program and I'll be ready once I lose some more weight.
Hi, Dr. Now. I'm okay. I'm just struggling a little bit.
So what happened?
I don't know. I just couldn't do it.
Couldn't do what?
I couldn't go and make it to the appointment. But I think once I lose some more weight, I might have the courage to do it soon.
That's not how crippling anxiety and agoraphobia works, but okay, sis.
I've been following the plan, the eating plan, and I've been exercising every day.
So Dr. Now is like, well, how much have you think you have lost from doing the diet? And this woman says 100 pounds.
So how much weight do you think you have lost?
I think I've lost maybe 100 pounds.
Bitch, where? Where? Dr. Now is like, where? Because you don't look like you lost 100 pounds. It sounds like you're being delusional. And she swears up and down that she's been doing the diet to a T and she knows she's down 100 pounds. Meanwhile, the Chick-fil-A is sitting right outside the frame, y'all. And at this point, I'm like, she has to be doing this BS for the show, because I refuse to believe someone has the gall to do this shit, to be this disrespectful, Dr. Now agrees to send someone to her house to weigh her, but warns again that if she wants to get surgery, she's gonna have to work through this shit. She's like, okay, Dr. Now, I'm 100% committed. Okay, don't give up on me, Dr. Now. Okay, bye, okay, flick, loop. As soon as she hangs up the goddamn video call, as soon as she closes that laptop, this woman is opening up the Chick-fil-A bag.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Now.
You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye now.
But I wish he'd see how much weight I lost, because I know it's a lot at this point.
Now, mind you, she did get one of the wraps, which is a slightly healthier option, but is that wrap on Dr. Now's diet plan? Hell to the no, it ain't. Let's do an anger madness level check. 8 out of 10, y'all. And we're only like 60% done with the episode. So the next thing that happened was the start of something I like to call the scale wars. Dun, dun, dun. This is when things go from bad to worse. So the nurse practitioner comes over with a bariatric scale to get Karen's weight. Now, pay attention to this nurse, because she is a recurring side character that's very important to the story. Karen claims that she was up to around 640 and she's expecting to be down to 540 because, again, she knows she dropped 100 pounds. Y'all, she's not looking any smaller, like at all.
I know that I was up to at least 640. And I think I'm going to be down to at least 540.
She gets on it and it comes up to 604. She's genuinely shocked.
604.
Yes.
All right. Oh, man. Thought it was going to be less than that. Yeah.
She gets on the phone with Dr. Now, and all of a sudden, she thinks that she's probably was actually in the upper 600s, so she feels like she lost close to 100 pounds. She is so freaking fake, y'all.
It was 604. When I first started, I think I was in a high 600, so I might have still probably lost close to 100 pounds.
Dr. Now tells her that he wants her to lose 50 pounds in 2 months, and asks, do she think that she will be ready to go to the local clinic at this time? She says after she loses that weight, she should be ready. Again, not how agoraphobia works, but this is all a part of her evil scheme, y'all. It's all a part of the scheme. The daughter has the nerve to mention that she's proud of her mother, and she's proud her mother has lost a whole bunch of weight without even leaving the house. Then there's a random segment of her getting her hair done, saying that, you know, allowing the hairdresser into her house is helping her with her social anxiety. Like she doesn't have a full ass camera crew in her house, y'all. And she just wanted to get her damn hair done. And I'm just like, it's too late, sis. We already saw you looking rusty and dusty as hell on national TV. I don't know why you're just now getting your hair done when we're almost done with the damn episode, but okay. It's the day of the local weigh-in. Remember, she missed the first one after she did the failed test run, and the last weigh-in was at her house, and that's when Dr. Now set her up at a local clinic for her 50-pound weight loss goal, and now it's the big day. We see this girl with her hair done. She's doing a full face of makeup just to go do a goddamn local weigh-in. Like, that's going to distract anyone from the fact that she's the size of a damn Alaskan brown bear. But I try not to judge too hard because I know this is a big step for her, and maybe this, helps her feel better to get ready and stuff. So I let it go. Her and her daughter get in the car. She immediately starts up the same shit where she's already feeling overwhelmed and sick and all this bullshit, right?
Now there comes the knots. My stomach is in knots.
We're almost there, aren't we?
I know. That's the problem. Oh.
The whole time she is driving, I'm like, girl, you better do it this time. You better do it. I don't give a damn. I swear to God, if she doesn't do it this time, I'm gonna freaking lose it. Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. They get to the clinic, which is nothing but a small little building on the side of the road, okay? She gets all the way there this time and parks. They show the building. There's no one even at the building, y'all. There's no one there. She parks and sits in the car for about 5 seconds and then immediately says, I can't do this, Amber. I'm not going to be able to do this. I can't go in there.
I don't think I can do it. I know there's going to be people in there I don't know, and I'm not going to be able to do this, Amber. I'm just going to go back home.
I damn near lost my mind. My blood pressure was through the damn roof, y'all. Through the roof. The daughter's like, what are you even afraid of? What do you think's the worst that's going to happen? She's like, that's exactly it. I don't know the worst that can happen, and I'm not prepared to find out. So I can't do this. I'm going to turn around.
What are you even scared of? Like, what's the worst that can happen? A lot of people?
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know what the worst that can happen is, and I'm not ready to go find out either.
She turns the car back and drives home, and y'all, I am screaming at my screen right now. Screaming, seeing red. Madness level has reached a full 10 out of 10, and we're not done yet, because remember, I told y'all about the scale wars. So she tells Dr. Now she wasn't able to do the local clinic, and Dr. Now agrees to send the scale to her house again. We see the same nurse with the same scale. Karen says that she's certain she's lost another 100 pounds and expects to be in the 400s. Y'all, I can't make this up. I cannot believe someone is this delusional. She gets on the scale and it reads 583, which is a 20-pound weight loss from the last weigh-in.
Last time I was at 604 pounds and I was supposed to lose at least 50 pounds. And I think I lost somewhere close to 200 pounds. And so I think I'm going to be in the 400s today. Okay, 583.
She immediately says, are you sure that's right? The nurse is like, we zeroed it out and it's on even flooring. So yeah, that's about right.
Are you sure? Is that scale working properly?
Yes, I'm pretty sure we zeroed it out so we can, it's on a level surface. So
Karen is certain that the scale's broken because she knows she's lost 100 to 200 pounds. Meanwhile, her arm's still looking like freaking elephant trunks. The amount of delusion is baffling. She calls Dr. Now and complains that the scale is off. Look at the nurse's face during this moment, y'all. The nurse is done. The nurse is like, is this bitch serious? Me and the nurse thinking the same thing. She gets on the phone with Dr. Now. Dr. Now is like, look, the scale's probably correct, but let's go ahead and do it again.
Weighed myself this morning. The scale's not going down. I've lost 100 pounds since starting the program, and it's just not showing that. So,
well, the scale most likely is correct. All right, and can you redo that the zeroing again so we can double check, make sure that weight is correct?
Okay, yeah.
So they get the scale out again, they zeroed it out again, okay? They weigh her again, and it's the same. She swears it's not right, and it's obvious that she's pissed off. Dr. Now's, look, these are professional scales. You can't even get this. This is a professional ass scale. And it doesn't even look like you lost 100+ pounds. And she's like, well, everyone else sees it on me. And Dr. Now is like, who the fuck is everyone else? I thought you didn't leave the house.
Why doesn't it show on you that you lost that much weight?
Everyone can tell how much I lost.
You don't go out, so by everyone telling you that you mean your family?
Yes, but they can see it.
And she's like, well, my kids see it. I'm like, bitch, your kids are going to tell you whatever the hell you want to hear and believe whatever the hell you tell them because you got them kids brainwashed. Dr. Now is like, okay, you're obviously Delulu and I don't know what to do for you. I don't know what to do with you. You a special case and I don't know what to do with you. And she's like, give me one more chance, Dr. Now. I'm going to lose this weight and I'm going to prove it by going to the local clinic.
And so, Carol, what do you want me to do at this time? Because with all these issues, I don't see any way forward.
Give me one last chance, Dr. Now. I'm going to lose more weight and be at the goal that you want, and I'm going to go to the local clinic.
And Dr. Now is like, all right, now, if I give you another 2 months to lose this 50 pounds, do you think that you will be able to go to the local clinic? She says yes. The 2 months go by and we see her and her daughter making some nasty ass dinner, some cream of something that they were putting in there. It looked nasty to me. She explains how she's been working on the diet, but she has officially just decided that she's not going to try to leave the house anymore. And she's not going to put herself through that just to be told that she's not making enough progress.
But I've decided I'm not going to put myself through everything it takes to try to go out again if I'm just going to be told it's not enough.
Which makes absolutely no sense, because if she went to the local clinic and got on another scale, she could prove that the home scale, the scale that was being brought to her, was broken and that she actually did miraculously lose these 200 pounds. She explains that she called Dr. Now and asked that the scale be brought to her again, and then if not, she wasn't going to continue with the program.
So I called Dr. Now to ask if the scale could be brought to me again, and if not, then I understand. But I won't be pursuing his program anymore if that's the case.
How can you be so entitled and privileged? You literally told him several times that you were going to go to the local clinic, and now you making demands? Are you freaking serious? Dr. Now agreed to bring the scale to her again just to see if she made some progress. I can tell you right now, she didn't. The same lady comes over with the same scale. Now they're acting friendly towards each other, but you can tell that at this point they can't stand each other, okay? The lady zeroes out the scale. Karen gets on it. She needs to be in the 530s to reach Dr. Now's goal. This woman gets on it, 572. Immediately, again, she's like, is that right? And the lady is like, yes, bitch, it's fucking right.
Yeah, 572.
Is that right? Was that zeroed out?
Yes, we did. Just zero it out.
This is when Karen goes full Karen on us. She's like, well, she's pissy, right? She's like, well, there's no point in calling Dr. Now because he's not going to believe me when I say the scale's broken. She storms into her room, rude as hell, without even excusing herself from the damn nurse.
Well, there's no point in calling Dr. Now because he's not going to believe me when I tell him that there's something wrong with the scale, so...
She's pissed off now. And she says that she's been working so hard and she just keeps getting let down by the same scale and the same woman.
Because I've been working as hard as I ever have to follow Dr. Now's plans for me to the T. But I'm being let down by the same lady with the same scale.
She's blaming the nurse, y'all. That's how freaking delulu she is. Dr. Now calls her, all right? And he's like, well, you didn't get on the video chat, so I'm assuming you had another bad weigh-in, huh? Because Dr. Now already knew the tea. And she is like, well, you're not going to believe that there's something wrong with the scale.
So I assume that you don't like what you saw on the scale?
And I don't feel like there's any point in talking to you about it. You're not going to believe me anyway.
And he's like, you're exactly right. I don't believe you over the damn scale, okay? You haven't done anything else that you were supposed to do. You won't go to the local weigh-in clinic. So what the hell can we do for you?
If you expect that I believe you over the scale, you're right. Because the scale doesn't lie. So what you're showing me that you made some changes, but not a lot. Okay? And the other issue is that you still won't go out in the public. So at this point, there is not much more we can do for you, Karen.
And she's like, well, she's being sarcastic now, right? She's like, well, me and you agree on that, Dr. Now. I guess there is nothing else that you can do for me. And Dr. Now is like, well, I wish you the best. I mean, do you still want to keep continuing to see Dr. Paradise? And she's like, no, thank you. I have my own therapist. This bitch ain't got no therapist, y'all.
You and I agree on that, Dr. Now. Thank you for the help that you've given me up to this point, but I think I got it from here.
If you want to still keep working with Dr. Paradise, we can continue with that.
I appreciate that, but thank you. I have my own therapist I'm going to continue to work with.
The nurse gets up and walks out without saying a word, and I don't blame her. Since Karen wants to be disrespectful, she don't deserve no damn respect in return, in my opinion. The episode ends with Karen saying that she knows she's doing great and that she will just continue to do this on her own because she's being treated unfairly. But she's certain that she will succeed, and she's just done getting on a scale or seeing anyone else about her weight because, you know, she's just a victim of the situation. This episode ended on about month 7 or 8 of the journey. Y'all, do you think that she made it to the kids' graduation? I highly doubt it. The entitlement, the fallacy, the manipulation tactics, the freaking immature strings of thought, like, I don't even know. My final madness level was at 11 out of 10, broke the damn meter. That final weigh-in when she was trying to blame everyone else for her failures broke the damn meter. I couldn't even scream anymore. I had wasted all my energy. I was worn the hell out. All I could do was sit there and shake my damn head, y'all. An absolute complete waste of time and resources. Now let's get into my analysis. So what happened here? Was this just subconscious self-sabotage, or was this all a huge act of manipulation? Was she just using the same tactics that she uses on her kids to try and convince everyone else that she tried her hardest, that she's a victim of the situation with no control? I sure as hell think that was the damn case. Let's review the evidence, shall we? She is a person who has lived a normal life before, but made every possible decision to make her condition worse. She admitted that she has dated and interacted with lots of men, even though she has all this social anxiety. She has a career and education that allows her to completely understand her own mental health and how to manage it. So we know that this is not from being naive. She was supposed to be on medication, but hasn't gone out of her way to get any of it. She managed to let certain people in her house, like a camera crew and a hairdresser. She managed to go to the grocery store to get some food, but couldn't manage going to the local clinic or even taking her dog out on a walk. She actively chose not to push herself or take any of the baby steps towards recovery. Then she deluded herself into thinking that she was making progress with her weight loss, even though we saw her not following the diet. And she used all of this to play the victim card, so none of it would appear to be her fault. I think Karen is a conniving, self-centered piece of work, in my opinion, who knew exactly what she was doing. I think Karen wants to be sick, and she chooses to continue to get worse at the expense of her own children, who she has failed and manipulated and brainwashed. Karen should be ashamed of herself, quite frankly. And again, this is coming from someone who has a lifelong history of dealing with my own mental health issues. Y'all, that's all I can do. That's all I can take for the day. What do you guys think about Karen? Do you guys agree with my analysis, or do you think I was being too harsh? I genuinely want to know what the hell you think about this woman. Did she make your top 10 worst patients? Because she did it for me. I don't know what it was about Karen, but this woman set me the hell off. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, for all of my subscribers, I am working on 1,000-pound sisters video next, but it's a long one. I know. Trust me, I know you guys have been waiting on it. It is coming. I promise you guys. Guys, please make sure you subscribe and you like the video because my cat Nova is watching your ass, all right? And make sure to check out my sticker shop if you like supporting small businesses. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for your love and your support. I gotta go get some water. I gotta go get some refreshments and get my chi back in alignment because I'm fucking pissed. Bye, guys.